Greetings, this is MaLa Broussard with another MaLa Travel Guide. You heard it here first. When MaLa speaks, everyone listens, reporting live on the scene here in Houston, Texas. We are back with another episode of MaLa Speaks. So glad for you to be here. Hopefully, some more people come on. I'm going to get my voice to come on to make sure I am good with my piece. Um, so I'm gonna get some things together. So hold on for a second. Let me get this going. Give me a minute. I'm gonna get this started in a few seconds. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. So yeah. So hey, I wanted to talk about top 10 things to know as a solo traveler. Okay. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Hopefully, some people come up on this chat. Yeah, I got as loud as I possibly can. So I'm hoping y'all can hear me. Shout out and let me know if you can hear me. So I'm going to get this started. I have my list down that I wrote down of top 10 places, top 10 things a solo travel needs to know before you decide to travel abroad. Okay? Or travel internationally or nationally. Okay? Well, mostly internationally. So I was thinking, I have met so many great people on my travels, and uh, I have met like a really great person. And sometimes you meet so many great people along your travels and things, um, and you take a piece of your experience with you through them. So it's really awesome to know that you have friends in every different places. So I'm going to talk about the top 10 things to know as a solo traveler. The first thing, SIM cards. Okay, so when you get to Europe, okay, we have to talk about SIM cards, okay? I have some SIM cards right here that I want to talk about are the ones that I liked and the ones that I hated. Okay. And one I don't have, but I can let you know I didn't like it. Okay. So, uh, bogus. This is one that you can get at France Airport, CDG Airport. This was actually pretty decent and pretty good. I really like their service, and I will be probably getting their service again when I go back to Paris. You can get it right in, it's called Relate. I can't remember, starts with R, uh, like store at the CDG airport. Good service, great things. The only thing about this, the downfall to this, there's not a lot of locations. So make sure you get what you need and then go to the store and add more minutes or more internet on at in store, and you do have to schedule an appointment online in order to make it with them right now. I don't know how it's going to be in like 6 months, but when I was there, you had to make an appointment to put more minutes on your services. Okay, great service in Paris, France. This is only in Paris, France. Okay. All right. Vodafone, worse. You would spend more money on this Vodafone than any other one. And I got this in UK at um, the airport. Okay, not a good thing. Not it do anything, and it's very expensive. Okay, I didn't like anything about it. Okay, um, like a phone. Okay, mobile. This is a money guzzler. I had, but see, this one I used. You can use this in Spain. You can use this in Paris. I don't know. I didn't see many in UK. I wasn't really looking because I didn't know because I was coming from an airport. So this is good in Paris and France. And also, you can use the same. This I don't know if you can use this in Africa, but they do have Leica Mobile in Africa too. I'm not. You can use it. I use Vodafone in Africa, and it was too expensive. Like I wasted my money, big time. But you know, so make sure like before you leave abroad, make sure you get like um, international one so you could keep the same number. That would probably be better. I don't know how the surcharge will be in different countries, so you really have to examine that before you go. Okay. Yeah, if anybody's in the chat, uh, state your name and where you chiming in from today. Okay, thank you. Really appreciate y'all being here. So I'm gonna go on to my next one, phones. Did you? Awesome. I love this. I love this. In Spain, this is on. You see right here, €10. This can give you 20 gigabytes for 10 years. I love this in Spain. Like this was good. And in Africa, they have the same one, but it's called something different. It's not Digi. It is called something else. But it looks like the same. It has the kind of same symbol, but the DI is different. Okay, but it's still GI at the end. So get this. If you in Africa, get this one. This one's really good. It really stretches your dollar. And you're gonna see these if you're in Ghana, and then in Spain especially, this stretches you there. Hey, hello, how you doing? MJ, what's going on? Thank you for chiming in. What you chiming in from? What city, what state, what country, so I can know where you're coming in from. Okay. Yeah. So, so these are the SIM cards. These are the SIM cards I use. You see all these SIM cards, they're different, right? All these SIM cards are different. Okay. So each country has a different SIM card. If you get a SIM card in UK, it's I got the EE bundle. That was the worst one. One I would get next time if UK, because it's universal and it travels throughout Spain and throughout Europe, it would be the three. And I would like to try that. I haven't tried that yet, but next time I'm in there, hey, NYC in the house. Yes. Thank you, MJ, so much for chiming in. So much. Thank you for your support. Um, so yeah. Um, but yeah, that is from in UK. So if you land in Heathrow Airport, go to the nearest store once you get out of once you leave customs and everything. Go to the nearest gift store. It was in operation when I was there in July, and make sure you go to that store and get the 3 1. It's gonna have the number 3 on it. Don't get any other ones. Get the one with 3. Okay. And there's more places that you can get it. Okay. Yeah, so these are the places that I use along my travels. This, nay, don't use this. Okay. Don't use Vodafone. And only way, when I came through airport at Accra, Ghana, this was the only, Vodafone was the only one open. So it depends on what time you come in, because all of these phone companies close at a certain time. So if this is all the things that you get, just get a little bit of minutes so you can call or do whatever, and immediately upon that, you go get Leica or something else, or another phone company while you're there, because it's gonna, or MTN is really good. A lot of people use MTN. It's really good. Okay. And that's in Accra, Ghana, in Accra, at the Kotoka Airport. Okay. um, and ask your taxi cab to take you to go get your SIM card before you even leave the airport, because it's so much easier to get obtain that SIM card before you leave the airport, because once you leave you're not going to know the area yet. So that'll give you a good head start, so you can start calling people and call your accommodations, things of that nature, exactly when you get in there. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So I visit 9 different countries while during the pandemic, since all April of last year, 2020. My most favorite country is España, means Spain. Yeah, that was my favorite one. Just because the people are awesome. I got to learn some Spanish. I was hosted by 2 different families there, so it kind of made my trip a lot better. And I closed down the hostel while there, so it was pretty cool to travel in and out of Spain. It is so cheap. The only thing that's not cheap is the buses. Okay, so make sure you know how much it costs before you get on the bus, because sometimes those bus drivers be lying. Sometimes they say one time one guy said 150 euro, and then another guy was like 250 euro. I said, let me get off this bus. You see, I'm like, it's too expensive. So yeah, so that was the ones that I liked the most. Um yeah, that was the ones. In Spain, I would go back in a heartbeat. Yes. But you will see coming up next, MG. I will be going to some more places soon. So I'm just here. Finally got home after 6 months of being stuck in Europe. Off and on, I flew in and flew out. Um, but yeah, being stuck in Europe is not fun, but it was good. Yeah, it was really good to go in between Spain and Belgium and France and UK was really cool. The border of Brexit and France was crazy. Yeah, it was ballistic. Um, I walked the border, and it was just really, really crazy. They have 4 checkpoints in France since Brexit released that. And now since January 1st rolled around, um, you have to, if you're British, you have to pay a visa into France now. Yes, I did go to Portugal. Yes, I did. I did go to Portugal. I went to Lesbon. Yeah, I went to Lesbos. I didn't go to Porto, but I went to Lesbos. Very beautiful area, very beautiful city. I met a lot of Portuguese comrades in Spain. So it was really, they gave me some really good tips on, where to go and what places are really awesome there. Yes, Portugal is very beautiful. Yes, I would go back. Yeah, I would go back. Um, and I talked, and number 2 is about accommodations. Lord, know what you're going to stay at when you go abroad. Okay, if it's if there are so many apps now where you can be hosted, you can do homestay, um, you can do couch surfing, which I don't advise that right now because they are flaky, and there are, you'll get some nudist people. So you know viewer discretion is advised. With couch surfing, so I didn't feel really safe in doing couch surfing. um Not in Europe. I would probably do it in maybe Africa, but I would never do it, I don't think, in France and in Europe. It was just too sketchy. It was just really too sketchy. And I think a lot of times, I don't know, it was just sketchy. It was just weird. Um, uh, Couch surfing, they have hostels, hotels, But as a budget traveler, the bang out of your buck you get like is hostels. If not hostels, being hosted, like so homestays, house sitting, kind of scenarios are really really good. So something to look into. The only thing about house sitting, you have to pay. A lot of times you have to pay a fee. So just look at that, and you have to do it pretty good and far in advance, so you can actually look at the place and ask the most of the questions that you want to. I still have not secured a house sitting job. I've always did private ones when I was in Spain, so I didn't really go through a site. I have signed up for a site, but I haven't did a house sitting through there yet. I haven't got a response. So um, and if that means backpacking and getting yourself a tent in order like to save money, that is a wonderful thing to do. Just to save a little bit of money if you need it. Spain was very friendly during the pandemic and the lockdown with you camping out on the beach, which was really awesome. So you could really save a bunch of money in Spain just camping out on the beach with your tent. And I think there were certain places you could set up a tent. I went to, I don't know, Magdalena. I think it was Magdalena Beach. I'm not for sure if that's the correct name of the beach, but it's the stone. It's very stony. It has a lot of seashells, and it's really hard to walk on. But everybody used to call it the Stony Beach. But yeah, it was really really good. Yeah, so really have that mapped out what you're gonna do, and really ask if you're being hosted. Really really ask a lot of questions if for those house sitting jobs. So make sure you ask enough questions, and make sure that like meet the neighbors, go in and vex it, and make sure that's what you want to do. Usually you have to you're watching a dog or a cat or whatever while you're house sitting. Um, okay. Well, I mean, each his own. I mean, I did it. It wasn't bad. I actually did a tent actually in Boston, and it saved me a bunch of money. Um, I enjoyed it. The good thing about Boston is that you can camp out on the beach, and it's not hard because right next to the beach was restrooms, showers, everything you needed at the beach. And I always talked to the officers in that area to let them know what was going on, you know, and they would always check on me to make sure I was good throughout my time that I was camping out at the beach. Really, really good officers during the pandemic. They were real understanding and awesome. I don't think anybody is really too old for tents. I mean, to me, it was pretty roomy. I had a 3-person tent, and I had enough room for like you know a lot of room. Even when I met people in Spain, one lady, I should have went with her, but one lady had camped out in Granada with the tent, and I wish I would have went with her. I wish I wouldn't have been so scared to camp with her. But if I would, I knew I would. I know I would have had a good time with her. Um, she was real cool, real laid back, and everything. But I didn't experience with it. You know, I wasn't ready for that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, you do house sitting. Yeah, it's really cool. House sitting is cats. You usually watch cats, dogs. I've even done birds. I watched house sit, and I did bird sitting. That was pretty cool. That was like really easy. And some of them the private ones I watch kids, and I taught them English while being there. And it is what it is. I mean, it was a great place to stay and to have a room and board, and they fed you. So it's just any part to kind of save a little money while you travel. Because I was in a time where it was kind of a weird setting. It was in a pandemic. It was during the lockdowns. They had all these mandates going on, and um, some places in Spain, like some hostels were closing down and hotels were closing down at the end of August, and they wasn't like reopening until like March or April. So I was kind of like in a weird spot. So it was, I'm really glad I met the people when I met them, because they really, really helped me out. But yeah, you can vet staff those places. Um, yeah, if you want me to make a video of different places where you can do house sitting, let me know in the comments, and I will make sure I do a video specifically about um, different uh, things, because to be honest, I really don't like Airbnb, just because of there's been so many bad situations with that's been happening with Airbnb, and I just don't feel comfortable in doing that, and it just weird issues have came up. So a lot of homestays, a lot of house sitting. A lot of times you meet the neighbor and things of that nature, and they know you here to house sit people's homes. So that's very important to me. So I have uh, reached out and messaged 3 people for house sitting in America. I haven't done in America yet, so I've only done it in Spain, house sitting in Spain. So I haven't in UK. That's the only 2 places I've done it in. I haven't done it in any other place. How many language do you speak? I'm learning Spanish. Okay, so I know my first language is Vietnamese. My second language is English, and I'm learning Spanish. Pretty decent Spanish. I can write more better than I can speak it, but I'm really doing better with speaking, because the kids that I babysit while in Spain, they taught me Spanish while I taught them English. So it was really easy. It's really easy to learn Spanish with kids, or any language with kids, because they're really forgiving, and they actually will help you out better. Um, uh, learning Spanish, learning Spanish to make my travels to South America. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I was in Spain for 4 months, so it gave me enough time to learn, and I made sure I was adamant about every time I went out to speak Spanish, because the towns that I was in, you had to speak Spanish in those towns. Um, yeah, Vietnamese. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my first language. Yeah, yeah. So I'm half Vietnamese and half African American. So yeah, that was my first language. So it took me a while to learn English when I got to the States. So it's kind of weird, but yeah. Um, and number 3 is research the cities you go to abroad, like in national and international. Please research the cities. Research, make sure you know where the police station is. When you make your accommodations, make sure you kind of scope out the area. You kind of know a little bit of where you're going, so it won't be brand new when you go into that area. You will kind of have an idea that where you at. And especially if you're not a direction person and you have navigation issues, um, you make sure you kind of know your area a little bit. Make sure you look at a map. I had maps of Paris. I had maps of UK. I had maps of Ireland. I had maps of Spain, um, and maps of Belgium. Like I had in Ghana. Well, I didn't have a map of Ghana because, like, I I didn't even locate a map of Ghana. But I will reach out to them and try to get a map of Ghana next time I go. But now I kind of know Ghana now, so I'm kind of like it was like a crash course. Boom. I got in. But yeah, make sure you research those cities, and um, and talk to, be involved in like Facebook groups, to really kind of ask the locals like how that area is, what areas are good, what areas, you know, you you know have some kind of tips before you go. The areas that is okay or not okay, or you can't go after dark and things of that nature. Make sure you have those areas in mind, so when you go, you have a full picture of what you need to do before you get there. Okay. Um, Pack light. Nowadays, uh, baggage is going to be different when you fly. Okay, so get your modes of transportation down. Buses, trains are a little bit better, easier. Trains, bus, is a lot better for you. When you fly, a lot of times you're gonna be surprised when you start flying now, because you only get, there's some that they're charging, um, check baggage now. So make sure you check with your airlines to see if you have to pay for that check bag, because that first baggage could be 30 to $50 for that baggage. Okay, so if it's under a certain weight, it could be premium price, which could be 50. Um, Now, if it's lower that weight, then it could be 40 to 30. So just make sure you understand, okay? And they are changing right now we are going through the pandemic right now. So be vigilant when you go. Don't be surprised when you get there, and make sure do uh, you you pay for your baggage, extra baggage online. So if you have to pay for baggage, for check baggage, make sure you do it online. It's a lot cheaper than doing it at the ticket, uh, once you reach the airport. So just the tip, just the little trick tip. Okay. So, yeah, essential needs. Okay. If you are sensitive, have allergies, sensitive skin, or whatever, pack your small little paggy pack of medicines, and like your soaps. If you don't have an allergic reaction to stains, don't buy it until you get to the place you're going to. It'll be a lot easier to pack. It'll be a lot easier to move around. Yes. Um. Oh. Okay. If I help people learn Vietnamese, yeah. Um. I since I haven't used it in a while, um, I don't know if I can teach people yet. But as a beginner, I probably could teach as a beginner, because I kind of lost some of the language. Um, but thank you for that. I will actually look into it. Yeah, hopefully, I really want to go to like Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam area. So I'm going to be picking up the language again, and really, really want to be fluent. So um, I have a huge, in my home city, I have a huge amount of Vietnamese friends. So I'm really going to be practicing with them here, and, really practicing a lot. The more practice, the better. And I have to do it every day, speak it every day, so I can be more vigilant, and I don't feel like I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. But thank you so much. Yeah. I want to learn. I want to be more fluent, but I'm not as fluent in it. My father was fluent in Vietnamese, and I'm just so upset. I didn't. I lost a little bit of it. But I understand very well. But I don't know how to write it, yo. I don't know how to write it. So I'll have to learn that too. Um, yeah, so Facebook groups. Get with Facebook number for six is get with Facebook groups that are avid travelers that are traveling that kind of know some information that you can vex out your information through. Um, because it is much needed. You need all the resources you can get because everybody knows something more than you. I mean, when I was traveling, I was there was a friend of mine, uh, a solo traveler that was in Dubai. There was another solo traveler that was in Saudi Arabia and moving throughout um, those areas, the Middle East areas. Another person was moving throughout Ghana. Another person was moving throughout Gambia and Sierra Leone. So I had different people in different areas. Like, okay, what's going on there? Okay, I had a friend that had family in MaLa. I said, okay, what's going on there? Can I get through to get there? So I had a lot of people that was helping me along the way that I could like ask them different information. It's really, really important to know people that you can reach out to that can give you a little bit more information before you get there. Especially what's going on right now, you need as much information as possible because they are boots on the ground that know what's going on. Because a lot of times you might not see a TV, you might not see the website, you might not see anything. So you might want to like actually go ahead and do that. Okay, for sure, MG. Okay. Um, Number 8 is always check in with your family. Make or you have a key point or somebody that you check in with them once a week or whatever. Make sure you have a set thing where you're going to work with them directly. But so if anything emergency or anything happens, they don't hear from you in the next few days, then they can call authorities to find out where you are and what's going on. I had an emergency plan act in place. My they knew if this did happen on this day, then you better come look for me. you know. So I always have that in place. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I love to dance. Yes, I love to dance. Yes. Yes. But see, I love to do freestyle. Like it's just what I'm feeling that day. But I'm gonna have to get some moves down. I'm gonna have to get my signature like 2 or 3 signature moves to songs. But they keep censoring me every time I do the dance song, so I can't do it for long. So I gotta do without the music, then with the music. Yeah, I know I love to dance. Do you like to dance, MG? I love to dance. I love it. I love it. I love to dance. That is my passion, and that just gets me ready for the next place that I'm going. So this is my actually birthday edition. Okay, so so excited. I've been eating my heart out. Um, I had turkey leg cut today. Um, the day before, I had what else? I had what did I have? Yeah, I think I had some. I went to the black market and went. Oh, okay. Yesterday, we had a food truck extravaganza. So I ate fried fish basket with fries, hush puppies, and then I had a stuffed pineapple snow cone. I had a 2-pound crawfish with potatoes and corn. Yeah, and I had a lemon basil ice cream. Yup, with some strawberry toppings. Oh, you tried this, but you're not good at it. Hey, you got to be good at it. Just as long as you have a fun. That's all it is you have fun. You have fun. This is the when I was in Germany. This is the water that they use. Yeah, this is the water. If you can see it. Yeah, this is the water. It's actually really really good water. I've never heard of it before. Well, I've never been to Germany before, so I'm not gonna know nothing. But yeah, thank you Germany for your water. Yeah, they was passing out free waters at the airport, so they gave me this for free. And when I got on my flight, they was passing the same brand out too. So I was like, wow, okay, cool, cool. So wow, thank you, Germany. But you know, they were strict about that mask thing. Put your mask on your nose. Put your mask on your nose. They was really strict about that. I said, okay, calm down, ma'am. Calm down. Okay, can't help it, lady. Look, but see, well, you have to understand. During while I was traveling, I hadn't ate any. I didn't eat any beef or pork because they wasn't regulating that during the during my travels. So I hadn't eaten pork or beef while traveling. So I had ate. I was on vegetable and fruits. That's mainly all I ate while abroad. Now, when I was in Spain, I ate really good at my host family house. I ate really good. Like I ate really good, really, really, really good. In France, I didn't eat so good. Um, but I ate okay because see they didn't have like kitchen and stuff, so all I could do was heat it up in the microwave. So you can only do so much if you have to heat it up in the microwave. Now if you got see that's why I like Spain because you actually could cook because you can cook in the kitchen and things of that nature. You know, um, and some of the hotels they had microwaves, so you really couldn't cook, and a lot of them didn't have room service. So and take and delivery takeout was pretty expensive. So I kind of want to save on food, like not buy too much food. So the most like things that I got was like oatmeal or polenta or like croissant. um every like they eat bread all the time, like the baguettes in Spain. So you have like bread. You eat like a bread in the morning, and you eat a coffee or tea in the morning, and with butter and jelly. That's what they eat in the morning. I'm like, I can't eat that. I couldn't eat bread all. I can't. I'm not used to eating bread. They love France and Spain love bread. Like I can't. I don't eat bread like that. So I didn't gain weight from anything. And even when I came back, everybody was like, "Man, you lost a lot of weight," because I didn't eat beef or pork, so I cut that out. Um, does food taste better? Um, I would say yes. Um, I went more if I was going to purchase food. I would basically go to the butchers because that's where you get the real meat from. So I would go to like, they call them, I call them butcher shops, but they call them uh, boucalier, boucalier in France, but is a butcher shop. Boucalier. Yeah, I don't eat bread like that. They eat bread all the time. I can't eat bread like that. And bread makes you big too. So I didn't eat that. It fills your stomach, but I couldn't do it. I tried and it stuffed me up. It made me constipated. I can't eat bread like that. Um my I'm not I don't I've never ate bread in my real life like that. So I couldn't do it. Definitely couldn't do it abroad. Too much yeast. Um yeah, I think I would say so. I would say so. In France, it was cool because it was a lot better. Spain too, it was really really good. Portugal, it was good. UK, I ate out a few times in UK, and I cooked in UK. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't. I don't because I didn't eat out much in UK in England. So like I said, I had that polenta or oatmeal or what they call steel oats. That's what I ate that for breakfast, and then for by the time I rolled around, it was like 3 o'clock. So um, so I would get like poulet is chicken. I would get like chicken or what else did I get? What was the going thing that I used to get? I would get spinach. I would get spinach. I would get rice noodles. I would get spinach, rice noodles, and like mushrooms and olives, like the olives, and I would make the soup out of it, and that's because that's all I really wanted when I was abroad was like pho. I wanted pho, but there was no pho. You know what I mean? I wanted pho, pho, but they didn't have it. Yeah. Um, I didn't there none of that was available at the time. When I went in July, none of that was available. Fish, chip, none of that was available. A lot of places were closed in UK. That was not available when I went. Um the places I went to that were open that I was remotely okay with was like Mediterranean food restaurants. Um no, Indian restaurants. I only went to one Indian restaurant. The rest, I got I ate at I got food at stores and I just cooked it. Because most of the places there you could cook in the hotel. They had like a kitchen you can make your stuff in. Um, yeah. So yeah, that was probably better. But yeah, also all you eat is rice noodles and I ate a lot in smoothies. Like they had the little pouch smoothies, and I would get pouch smoothies and stuff like that. But and fruits and vegetables, I would go to market get fruits and vegetables, and they were really really cheap. Um, yeah, yeah, they on lockdown now, but they was on lockdown when I went, but they were really wearing masks and nothing like that. But Buckingham Palace was locked down. Um, Kingston Palace was locked down. Um, I did go to Princess Diana Memorial while I was there. I did go to um, Prince Edward's house. I went to a lot of. I went to Wilmington there. I went to Chelsea FC there. Um, I went to Parliament there. I went to Chard, London Bridge, the London Bridge experience, the Tower. Yeah, I went to a lot of places. Yeah, I wouldn't go there now. I, that's why I was trying. I would have rode a ferry to Ireland. Like Ireland is the best. Ireland is good too. I love Spain and Ireland. Oh, I can't pick which one I like, but I love both. Yeah, yeah, they're really tough on. Yeah, yeah. But yeah. And number 9 is listen to your instincts when you're traveling. Listen to your gut. Listen to your instincts. If you think that's not a good idea to go, don't go. Okay? Listen to yourself when you're traveling solo because it is very important and it could be a life or death situation and it could be a thing that really could be good with you. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you so much for hitting the like button when you come in. Please chime in and let me know your name, where you're chiming in from, and we would like to hear more about what's going on with you. Yeah, but these I'm just talking about the 10 things to know about as a solo travel while traveling internationally, nationally. It's very important. But yeah, listen to your instincts is crucial. Crucial. It's life and death situations. Yes. With being away from the U.S. for some time, how did you feel when you? Oh my God! When I got back, I lost my mind. I was just like, because you have to understand, I was like stuck for about 6 months. You know, I was stuck for about 6 months in Europe and Africa. So that was kind of nerve wracking, you know. Um, but the first thing I was just exhilarated. If you understand that, because my trip, when I initially decided to go on this trip, it wasn't for 10 months. You know what I mean? I've been traveling for 10 months. So that was not my arterial motive to be gone for that long. And I, once in October, once the borders locked down for US, I could not move. I couldn't even make arrangements to even fly back to US because every um, city that I could go to from Europe was not accepting flights from Europe. So that even made it even worse. You know what I mean? So I just hopped around to different places, until I can go back to US. Yeah. So it was just unpredictable kind of situation. And my host family, like, they were going away for Christmas. So they were like, we're going away for Christmas, so nobody's gonna be here. So you know, or whatever. I said, okay, no problem. I'll leave before, you know, and it was simple to kind of move out of that and move somewhere else. So yeah, it was really some crazy navigating skills you need to have while traveling. Um, and you just have to be on top of what's going on in the cities around you, what's going on to the city or country you're going to. You have to be up to date on that because some like land they were stopping like from Spain to France they only had maybe two to four buses only going to France. Okay, so if you miss that thing, that last bus, then you have to wait till the next day to catch the next bus, or train. Like, but like the train, I think it can go from Spain, I think, to France, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, yeah. So don't hold me to that, but I'll find out about that. But I think that train can go it's called OUI. It can go from Spain to France, I think, and it can go to right to CDG Airport. And CDG Airport has a lot of homeless there, a lot of homeless there. Um, but I want to get a shout out to um, the crew. They helped me a lot when I was in when I was stranded. So yeah, it's like the initial French Red Cross. So Red Cross is basically everywhere, and so in emergency situations, know Red Cross, know the embassies in different countries you're going to be in. Like know where the embassy is, and know like Red Cross or other places that you can go in case of emergency and you need assistance. You know, I, I've never seen Red Cross be at an airport so heavily. So heavily. They were the only ones that were actually had that much. And they had 3 units at CDG. They had homeless immigration, and they had homeless immigration and something else, illegals, I think. Yeah, I think I don't, I'm not for sure on that third one, but they had 3 different ones that they work with, so they can give you places where you could go get food, free food. They can give you places to go, to get one place to sleep at. They could, they could help you along your way. Yes. Um, oh, you would start, okay, I will start traveling in the later part of 2021. Best, yes, that's probably the best for you. Best 2021, 22, yeah. I might take COVID vaccine in case some countries require it. Um, it doesn't matter if you take the vaccine or not, because you're still gonna have to take the PCR test. I'm just letting you know now. So you can take the vaccine test and pay all that money all you want to. At the end of the day, you're still gonna have to take the PCR test, because other countries, they're not gonna be hearing that. So I mean, like, it's like you get the vaccine, the countries don't even trust the vaccine. So you still doing the PCR test because of what happened to UK, of the variants. So is there, I don't know. Should you get a vaccine? It doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make sense, because you still have to pay 150 US dollars, 150 euros, 100, you know, 50 pounds to do the the PCR test, period. Unless you're in France, which is free, you know. But it's just, you still gonna have to take it, because even my another traveling friend, she's from the UK. She got the vaccine test, and she traveled. She still had to take the PCR test. She still had to quarantine. Come on, what's the point? What's the point? You know, I mean, it's not gonna save you no money. I can tell you, it's not gonna save you no money, because you still gonna have to dish out money. You still, so you know, just the FYI. And before I left France, there were some people getting the vaccine or whatever. If you don't travel as much, you know, then you don't really need the vaccine. If you in not all not all countries were um, caring about the vaccine. Yeah, so not all ones were caring about the vaccine. Like, there was only one airline that was like debating if they wanted to do the vaccine or not. No, that's extra. So basically, before you leave that city or that country, you have to take the PCR test. And once upon arrival in that country, or whatever place, you got to take another one. So you paying $250 extra, plus your plane ticket. If you got to get a visa, plus your visa, plus accommodations. Yeah, very expensive. So that's why when I was kind of stranded a little bit, like stuck in kind of Spain, they were like, well, we'll come back to Africa. And I was like, no, it's too expensive, because I have to pay for a visa. I have to pay for 2 PCR tests. No, one PCR test, one antigen, FIA antigen test. And I was like, no, forget it. It's too expensive. No, I'm not paying all that. Who am I paying off? It's just too much money. No, I'm not paying all that. I'd rather that 250 plus plane ticket was like, you know, $800. I can keep that in my pocket and stay in Spain and stretch my money. Um, no, I didn't have. That wasn't when I was traveling. That wasn't mandated. It was. I didn't have to do a 2 week quarantine. Um, at that time, I did my own 7 day quarantine. That's all they required at the time. I did it voluntarily. Yeah, I did a mine 7 day voluntarily. When I fly, just because I am a journalist, a traveling journalist, so I did 7 day quarantine anyway. This was before the PCR test was even implemented. Okay, so I was doing 7 day because they said 7 days in order for you to get symptoms if you had that, right? But um, so I didn't have any issues. I didn't have any issues. Um, and I was eating fruits and vegetables during my travels, and I was no pork and beef. So yeah, yeah, there was no. It was I just quarantined for 7 days. That was it. I did it voluntarily, so it wasn't mandated. Yeah, I mean it was good to not be quarantined or whatever, but for 2 weeks, there was only people that were mandating you a 2 week quarantine was the African continent. That was the only places that were talking about 2 week quarantine. Um, Even in Germany, they were saying once you enter and you have to sign to do the test before you left the airport, and you took the test at the airport to and you immediately upon arriving you go quarantine, and it took I think a couple of days for you to get your results, and then you don't have to quarantine after your results came back negative. That was Germany. Yes. Yes, I'm a traveling journalist. That was the reason why I was traveling, is because not a lot of um, African women get a chance to travel as a journalist. So a lot of times um, they are not sitting in the field to go do international stories at all. So I wanted to do a MaLa travel guide uh, world tour campaign to see how I would be received, to see how the interactions I would do, how I would be able to go in and out borders, how that looked during the pandemic, because this was a 3 year plan that I was planning this for. So I was prepared for everything. I had did um, research for 3 years before leaving. Yes, I do freelance and I work for my own company, MaLa Speaks, where I'm the editor and the founder of MaLa Speaks. Let me tell your story. So I sell my stories to um, entities, news and media companies, and magazines and newspapers. So yeah, so that's kind of how I was kind of surviving while abroad at the time. Um, and yeah, that's what that was what was helping me survive and eat and pay for my accommodations and things of that nature. That helped me out a lot. That's what I do for my full-time job. Um, so, but yeah, I've been doing journalism for the past 3 years. So this was a big leap for me to do independently, to go out to do this abroad, because it wasn't easy. It was very difficult. And I had and I did it on a shoestring budget of $5,000. Okay. And I traveled to 9 countries, 4 states in 10 months. Okay. So anything is possible if you choose to do, if you have the passion for it. And I had the passion to do it. Yes. I had the passion to do it. So, and um, I, along the way, I had people that would give me, that sponsor me food, because at the time when I started traveling, they were not serving any food on the planes. So they were allowing us to take food, with us on the plane. So, like a lot of packaged, snacks and things of that nature, like granola bars, crackers, um, I had sardines, I had um, rice, noodles. I had all of that in my bag, and they allowed me to take it on the plane. So, because they knew they wasn't serving any water or any drinks, so they allowed you to bring drinks too while on there. Not like pop or soda, nothing like that. But once you get through, customs or whatever, you could fill your water bottle up and stuff like that. And you would drink water, or you can buy a bottle of Coke or Sprite when you there was like maybe one store that was open in the terminal. So you just get your drink and then get on the plane. That's it. Um, what was most expensive travel destination? Ghana. People often complain that traveling to Africa is very expensive. Um, yeah, Ghana was expensive. Yes. Only reason why it was so expensive is because of the the PCR test, the visa, um, the accommodations were very cheap there. Traveling is very cheap there. If you travel like a local, now if you travel like a tourist, it's expensive. If you get Airbnb, it's expensive. Okay. So I travel budget. I'm a solo traveler. I like a deal, and I just want a good place, a roof on my head, a good place to clean place for a bed, shower. I'm not really keen on the having the best accommodations for a hotel. My thing is I wanted to have more money to travel and move around throughout Ghana. And if you travel like a local, it's cheap. If you travel like a tourist, it could be very expensive. Airbnb is ridiculous there. Like, I would never do Airbnb in Africa. Never, never. Um, I would do hostels. I would do couch surfing. Um, I would do homestays. Um, I would be hosted. Yes. I would not pay much for accommodations there. No, not at all. Yeah, I wouldn't pay that much. Um, I think Ghana is the most one of the most expensive. Well, to me, it's kind of high. Um, I'll find out about some other places in Africa, because hopefully I will be going to some more places in Africa soon. Um, I've been invited to 3 countries in Africa, so I haven't confirmed if I have gone yet, but it's hopefully it's being looked at. Yeah, hopefully that it will come to fruition. Yeah, I hope so. Um, yeah. What type of amenities are you getting in a hostel in Ghana? Um, the bare, I mean, bare minimal. Usually, uh, and if you do a hostel, you usually get a free. You get your breakfast included in the hostel. Uh, Lunch and dinner is on you. Breakfast they do. Um, that's it. I mean, they really. I mean, I stayed in a really good hostels, and then I stayed in one repatriation assistance program guest house, and that was horrible. So I would rather be with locals and not foreign hostels. I I would rather local hostels, not foreign hostels, because I stayed in a Japanese owned hostel. I stayed in uh, African diaspora guest house, and I like the local Ghanaian hostels better. And you get the culture, and they'll give you more information on how to get in and out of different places, and they're more informative about, if you're new, about where to go and how to move around throughout the area. um, oh yeah, oh yeah, every place, well, yeah, every place I went in Africa, I had AC. Yeah, I had AC and hot water. There was only one place I didn't have hot water, and that was at St. Cofer Repatriation Program, and I would never stay there again. Guest house. I would never stay there again. Yeah, horrible host, horrible. Didn't offer no breakfast. Didn't offer no hospitality, no nothing. I would never stay there again. So I wouldn't. I would not. I would not even talk about that. Um, yeah, but yeah, yeah. The amenities are usually um depending on how many days you stay at the hostel, because every like 5 days they come and clean your room. No, they come and clean your, I think, your sheets or something. They clean your room every day, but you have to leave the room in order for them to clean the room. They do not clean the room with you being in there. You have to leave the room in order for them to clean the room. Yeah. But yeah, they would clean your room every day. And don't leave your stuff out because they'll throw it away. If you have stuff, that you want, maybe